Welcome back to Smashing Heads Podcast. This is going to be a recap for Spies, Lies, and Allies, Episode 4. As always, my name is Zach, and I'm joined by not my wife, Hannah, but my best friend, Jake.
How's everybody doing tonight? I am actually sitting in Hannah's spot.
And using her mic, too.
And using her mic, so it's a little weird. Things are a little off tonight. But you have already winked at me a couple of times.
Have I?
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing you usually do.
I don't. Well, you usually kind of sit behind me.
Right.
Yeah, just the way that we record normally. I turn around, kind of, but...
Yeah, you usually turn to her, wink and nod, and then lick around your lips like one circle. Just like that. And you've done it to me twice already.
Okay. You know, I guess that's the vibe we're going for in this episode.
It's a boys' night.
It is boys' night.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the music that you guys heard obviously indicates that. If you don't know what that is, it means it's just Jake and I recording. So Hannah's fine. There's a lot of stuff going on, just like personally and like professionally, and like she's just dealing with a lot of things.
Let's be real, a lot more important stuff.
Yeah, and
it's here,
and it's 10 p.m. and like Jake and I just.
If you and I have the opportunity to be jackwagons about this whole thing, we'll take the first blow.
Okay, from who?
No, I mean we'll just take it.
Oh, okay, yeah, we'll take the first blow.
We'll carry that cross.
Yeah, she did have COVID a couple weeks ago, but that's no more. Well, in the world, but no more in our house. But it's not that. It's just there's a lot of stuff happening. So. She's fine other than that. It's just sometimes people just get mentally, they need a break. They need to decompress. And, she did watch the episode with me. I got all of her notes. I'm going to read the notes at the end of it.
It's one of the more underrated segments is when you read Hannah's notes.
Yeah. Also, great episode last night. We're recording this on Thursday.
Man, this rookie crop continues.
It's really good.
To be a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, even like... Can I just hit this up top? I want to get all the Big T stands hot and bothered up top, all right? Now, we talk all the time about how, like, Big T is... Look, she's not a threat to ever win.
No.
Ever.
No.
Under any circumstance. Hughie is in no way, shape, or form a threat to win. But let me tell you the huge...
He's got heart. No.
Buddy, he is fun to watch.
He is fun. He is really
just
fun.
Goofy.
I said in our Slack group today that he's like if you like took like the personification of like the Tasmanian devil and just like gave him butt implants and then like set him loose in a house.
Yeah.
Like he just is, and his attention span, it flips so fast.
And so like I just do you ever just like sit back and watch something and you're smiling but you don't realize it?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying.
That's what happens with me.
With Hughie.
And listen, nobody, like, I'm not a fan, quote unquote, but he's
fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. At no point have I ever sat back and, like, smiled during some, like, Big T segment out of an enjoyment or something.
I mean, to be fair, there's a handful that, like, Casey. Like, you don't smile when you watch Casey.
She just needs to go home.
Yeah. I mean, we forgot she was on the show like 2 weeks ago.
I think they forget she's on the show.
Very light Casey episode.
Have all of them not been very light?
Yeah.
Going back to double agents?
Until
the final?
Whatever her first season was.
Yeah, so, in general, across the board, this rookie crop...
You had a couple duds, but I'd say you're hitting at like 75-80% clip.
Yeah.
And you had 17 new ones.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. It's very close to that.
Yeah.
Like that is, whoever's in charge of casting this season, congratulations. Because, man, like in like professional baseball, like I don't know what a good batting average is, but like you don't bat 1,000. Like that's unheard of. In the NBA, if you shoot like 40% from three, like that's really good. This they're shooting 80% almost.
Yeah, no one even expects 70 to 80% hit on this stuff.
Yeah.
But it happened this
seems that way. And you've got guys like Kels, who we didn't even get to see much from, but even your brother. So just for reference, your brother was a couple episodes behind. He was talking to us last night, and he hadn't listened to the podcast yet. And he was like, there's just something about him. He's like so calm and in control, and like things don't faze him.
He's a presence. That's what I said. Yeah.
And I was like, that's exactly what we said. And so like, there's some people who like we haven't seen much from yet. I think the time's gonna be coming. But even like, just looking down the list, like I don't have a problem with anybody that's left on the show right now as far as rookies.
I don't either.
And we'll get to the Survivor Alliance because good God, that completely fell apart.
As well as the Big Brother Alliance.
Yeah. But we haven't even done anything.
Which I got some opinions on that.
That's fine.
We'll get there.
I haven't. We did not watch this episode together.
We did not.
So I don't.
We went our separate ways last night.
Yeah.
I was honestly sick of you looking at you. I'm not sick of you. I'm just sick of looking at you.
I don't know where you stand on certain things from the episode, which is fine. We'll get it. We'll flesh it out whenever it comes to it.
Our hearts are about to be bared.
Okay. But after recording this, we are actually recording another podcast for Patreon, even though it's already 10 p.m.
That's right.
We
bleed for you.
It's our Patreon. We're doing a Redemption House, and we're doing in the middle of it, we're determining the draft for our fantasy football league, which is full and capped out. So if you missed it this year,
good luck.
Yeah, good luck. I guess you could join and be in the Slack group, but it's capped this year. There's 14 of us. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch anyway, but we're going to do the draft order after this. So again, patreon.com/SmashingHeads podcast. We do a bunch of stuff like that. So I don't really have anything else to plug. Just follow us on social media at Smashing Heads on Twitter, at Smashing Heads podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You want to just get into the episode?
Buddy, take us in. Tell us what you're working with. What'd you watch last night?
I watched the challenge episode 4. Oh, these are Hannah's notes. I can't do those yet. So this episode starts with I think it was Priscilla. Which honestly, she's probably one that we've heard the least from.
Yeah, one of the very few times she got fantasy points.
I don't mind her though. Like she just
fine.
hasn't done much. But yeah, she basically is talking about how the rookies all want to see the vet alliance crumble, which obviously, yes, like if you're a rookie in this game, you can clearly see that the veterans are only targeting the rookie teams, which like why wouldn't they if you can keep getting away with it. So that happens, and then like almost immediately we get this like weird like Logan and Big T like cabana.
That's kind of out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, and it's like at the top of the episode, and I don't like we haven't seen anything,
and you didn't see anything after it either.
That's why it was weird. It was just like this one-off.
What's the point?
Like thing. So that I've got to assume there's something down the pipeline with that. There's no way that they devoted like 3 or 4 minutes to that.
But you know what, Zach? I also wouldn't be surprised if we hear nothing of it again.
I can't.
I hear what you're saying.
I'm thinking from a production standpoint.
The logical thing would be to build on that, right?
There's got to be some sort of like, hey, remember they were in the cabana earlier, and now he's upset that she hooked up, like something like that.
But you know what? I'll say this too. We've talked a lot about these rookies and how impressive they all are.
Logan's been nothing so far.
He's kind of boring.
Yeah. He won that first daily with Anissa, but like. A lot of people had like really high hopes for him, and I still think like it's possible.
There's not a lot of energy there. It's just everything's kind of monotone with him.
Yeah. Do you think it's a like English as second language thing?
No.
I mean, if I had to go into a show for $1 million, and like it was a foreign like a secondary language to me, like it would be tough for me to like joke around and
but we've seen people with English as their second language, but they're still loud.
Turbo was very like stalk, like he like was like stalking his prey for a while.
Yeah,
like he was just like taking everything in and like trying to go to bed at like 7:00. And I mean he's obviously kind of an anomaly as far as challenge competitors go, but he got loud.
Yeah,
when he needed to. But yeah, the Big T and Logan thing was kind of strange. And then you had Josh and Amber B talking, and basically. She's like, I don't trust Fessy, which this episode plays that out pretty well. So there's a foreshadowing. Like, that should lead up to something.
Right.
They did that, and Josh is like, no, trust me. He's not going to blow up the alliance. You're in the Big Brother, whatever. And, like, listen, I've like, on record, talked about Josh. Like,
what about him playing Peacemaker, man? Like, he's the most rational one in this whole
Which
group.
is insane.
It's wild.
I mean, like, the thing is, I watched last night's episode, and I was like, I'm fully on board with what Josh is doing. Like, I get exactly where he's coming from. I get why he's mad, and like I don't understand why Fessy's doing any of this. Like we'll get to that. That's obviously a big pivotal thing. But
this is beginning of him like
do you
playing.
think Devin and him like? Do you think they like balanced each other out?
No, I don't want to. I want to actually give Josh some credit here. I do, because maybe he just had to work out the kinks.
Well, I think we've always said like we don't understand him from a gameplay standpoint, but he is loyal.
Yes.
To an absurd extent.
He is probably the absolute best of best friends.
I agree with, and even like when I was talking about, man, what a dummy, like I don't understand what he did, like we still would be like, but he like rides or dies for his alliance. Like he's got their back if he says he's got it. Yeah. And again, probably like in real life, he'd be your best friend. Like, you know, he's got your back. He'd, you know, come help you move at the drop of a hat, like that type of thing. But
cry with you. Put on some coffee at 3 a.m. Sit down and cry with you.
He loved that. He's he's an angry crier.
Yeah.
It's
like my dad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my dad does that stuff. Wow.
Maybe Josh is like your dad.
Yeah. A real fatherly figure, and I never realized it.
I guess. It's not like my dad's.
Yeah.
So then we get CT showing Hughie how to work out, which that was foreshadowing that you didn't know. I forgot about it till just now. CT was showing him how to like jump rope and stuff, and he's like, he's surprisingly athletic, which from the montage we saw, I didn't really see it. But again, like even when Hughie is like not performing well or whatever, like at the beginning of the last daily, like when he's like throwing up off the side of the thing, like it's still fun to watch, like what he's doing.
I love his accent.
It's crazy. And
is it Irish? Is there some Irish in there?
So like the people from the UK or whatever are going to be very mad by this. I don't really know the different areas, but there's like the UK is broken up into like 4 different areas.
And there's some sort of weird twang on each of them.
Yeah, so like again, if you hear like Kyle, he sounds different than like Georgia did, and Georgia sounds different than like Hughie does, and like so Priscilla, she doesn't sound like any of them.
Huh.
And but I mean, it's very similar to the US though. Like you think about like where we're at,
right? And
you have like crazy like southern redneck accents, and then you go up to like where like Teresa has like that really northern like Minnesota-y accent.
Right.
Maybe it's something like that, but did you catch at one point Kyle and Devin were yelling in Hughie's accent?
No,
they were like,
I missed it.
Yeah, I can't remember what they said, but it was really funny. It was when he was hanging up there. He's like, over there, and like I don't know where he's from, but also apparently it turns out from someone in our Slack group, apparently a lot of the people in the UK don't know much about Hughie because he hasn't been on TV since 2016. He was on Big Brother in 2016, and people haven't really seen him since then. And so it's not like he's Bear or Kyle or like one of these guys. So.
He's good on TV.
He is fun.
Yeah.
So we get a little powwow type thing with Devin and Kyle where they form.
He's just sitting in a Speedo. You know what
yeah. I mean, he's a confident man.
Yeah.
They announced that they are Dial, and also they just make fun of Corey because his stupid family, and then Kyle's like, I've got a kid coming. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Well, that is always a thing, right? He's like, I got to do it for my kids.
That's what it's been for years.
So yeah, I've heard about his daughter more than I've heard about, or his daughters more than I've heard about just about anything, Zach.
Yeah, I just realized my phone wasn't charging.
You good?
Yeah, it was gonna die.
Threw me off. I couldn't finish my statement.
It's fine. You've heard a lot about his daughters.
Yeah, have you not?
Just the one. I guess I haven't heard as much about.
Does he not have 2?
He does now, but
I should know by now. As many times as he's mentioned it.
So like Ryder, the one that he had with Cheyenne, she has her own like Instagram account and stuff, and the podcast follows that.
Okay.
Because it's challenge related.
Okay.
That's a challenge baby.
Yeah.
I don't think we follow any other kids as far as I know, but yeah, you know, Kyle, he's not Kyle, but Corey, it's always about his family, and he's in on the joke now. But I do think it's funny that Kyle's like, I've got a kid coming, screw that guy.
Yeah.
And did you notice in the next scene that Amber B has a diamond on her tooth?
No.
Yeah, right here, like right on her like I think it's a tooth right behind the canine.
Oh, she did win $1 million, didn't
Exactly.
she?
And I saw it and I was like, that's weird. And I rewound it to show Hannah, and then someone in our Slack group said they noticed it too. But yeah. Anyway, Amber thinks the Big Brother Alliance is back together. She's in her confessional. She's proud that everything's on track and that she's kind of covered by an alliance. But I mean, arguably, she's got the best credentials of any of the Big Brother people so far. No one else has won.
I so far have enjoyed her more this season than I did last season. It feels like there's an aura to her. Is that aura?
Yeah.
To her now?
I think it's just however. I don't think there's a wrong way to pronounce that.
Like, obviously having won, but she feels like she has an intensity to her this season that she didn't have last season.
Okay. I feel like she was very, meek.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just because she didn't understand, the politics of it. Maybe she was self-conscious because, it is a different game than Big Brother. And now that she's actually won, she can just be like, oh, well, screw you guys.
I feel like there's a real confidence to her. Like she walks in like I'm the top female in here, and I think she may be.
Ooh,
I think she may be
of anybody on the show.
We did this last week, didn't we?
I know, but she
would you not take her over Tori?
It's hard, man. In a final, yes. If it's a partnered final, if it's a solo final, I don't know if I'd put her over Tori.
Would you take her over Anissa?
Because remember. The thing leading into the final where it was math related, she completely broke down.
But is that partially all right? Put her in that same daily because that was a daily, right?
Yeah, but it was like the daily right before the final.
All right, but put her in that same situation now. I feel like because she's come in with such a confidence and a presence and having won, there's this next level she's went to.
I do feel like she definitely has a confidence about her. I don't know if I'm prepared to say she's the best. Now, if you just need a partner, again, if you're CT and you just need somebody to run with, pick her all day long.
Why would CT pick any other girl?
Oh, no, I agree.
Right? I mean...
Because he knows what she can handle.
Yeah. It just makes me wonder if there are other levels for her to go to, because I don't believe every competitor has another level to go to. And I think with her, she has hit this next level as a result of winning because she's coming into this season confident now. And we don't know. We don't do spoilers. Some people could be listening thinking,
you guys are idiots. She goes home next week or something.
But I mean, look, we said what we said about Hughie.
Yeah.
And this wasn't, the elimination later wasn't physical.
But it's a good elimination.
But, she got voted in, blindsided. And a lot of people would be caught off. I think the majority would be caught off guard,
I think last season she would have cried about it.
Yes. And now it's just
you.
Screw you guys. I'm coming back, and we're going to, the words, but we're for the kids.
Yeah. Which, by the way, still people tweeted us or, messaged us, and they're like, thank you guys for that, because I listened to this with my kids in the car, and they're like, they like the show, but obviously a lot of the other podcasts they can't listen to.
Yeah, you want to hear everybody swear, you go somewhere else, but we keep it clean.
Yeah, well, we keep it PG.
Do we keep it? It's not G?
I would say it's not G, because we do have to talk about certain things sometimes.
We have referenced wieners a few times.
Yeah, which by themselves, they're not bad. Real. They are real too, but I don't think they talk about them very much in G-rated stuff.
But still, for the kids, because kids would say wieners.
Yeah, kids
unless you're in Look Who's Talking, and they call them. Is that the right movie? They call it a penis.
And Look Who's Talking.
Is that right?
Where they're the little where it's John Travolta as a little kid, he's doing the voiceover of the little kid.
I see the scene in my head. It's two little kids in a bathtub.
Look Who's Talking is two kids that are.
This sounds really bad. By the
toddler
way.
age. But
I'm
they're,
aware.
They're voiced. I think it's Kirstie Alley and John Travolta.
Yeah, Look Who's Talking 2 was my favorite.
That has a dog in it that talks.
Is that right?
Yeah. And there's a third one, I believe. I did used to watch those.
Okay.
Yeah. But they said penis?
It is the real baby. So
the real baby said penis.
So and Look Who's Talking 2.
Uh-huh.
John Travolta's he was a baby and Look Who's Talking 1.
Yes.
And Look Who's Talking 2, he's like 2 or 3 years old, right?
Okay.
So he can say like little words.
It's been a long time since I've watched it.
So he says penis. and yeah. I don't remember that.
I'm glad that sticks out to you.
Yeah, go look up the penis scene and Look Who's Talking
Yeah,
to.
just type it. No, let's not say any of those things. But what was I saying? Oh, you anyway. Amber, like she's ready to fight everybody basically. But anyway, we'll skip past that.
No. Sorry, I'm drinking a smoothie.
Yeah, good God.
I just at the end of that because I feel like there was some sort of Casey and Fessy conversation around there.
Who cares?
I know, but I think it was in a confessional. Casey was like, Fessy's been working on his communication, and look, based off what we've seen, I audibly was like, where?
I will say, like, Devin went after them last season, and at one point after this daily. Like, Devin's talking to Fessy, and, like, Fessy's just, like, being the voice of reason about it, and, like, it's so weird, because he, like, went so hard after Fessy and Josh last season, and then he went
maybe I was wrong then.
And then he went on vacation with Josh.
Yeah.
And then that changed everything, apparently, but, so the daily is called Undercover Comms, and it's basically Morse code. Like, they have Morse code. Now, I don't know if that's the actual Morse code for numbers or not, but there's just Morse code, and they have to like put half of the team up top, and then there's half run into these rocks and blah blah blah. You watched the episode. You had to kill.
I don't like dailies like this.
I didn't mind it.
I don't like dailies where you can actively like sabotage other teams.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I just don't like that. Like, I wish it had been more of a race rather than I'll take this team out first. And you just remove, like, Corey and Michelle had zero chance. There's no chance. They may as well have not even played.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't like dailies like that.
It lends itself to have some, like, strategy benefits, and then Kyle would mess that up. I saw in our site groups, a lot of people said they should have made the two winners then face, like, from each round face each other. But that, to me, that's probably more of a time constraint. Because you got to think of how long it takes to get every... like between rounds, everyone strapped up, that crane lifted up, moved out over the water, everyone in position, and then how long the actual daily takes. So, I mean, there's probably some constraints we don't know about. Like, you have to have safety coordinators and paramedics and all that type of stuff there. But Hughie gets lectured by Ashley right off the bat of this daily because he doesn't want to do it and he wants to quit. And he says that a lot, but then he doesn't ever actually do it. He actually follows through, and I have a handful of things. Like I had, Josh kills Big T and Jeremiah, CT kills Corey and Michelle, Josh kills CT and Berna, and then at one point Ashley is just at the little lockbox, and she's like, "Oh, I got it," but did she just like guess the combination?
That's what I was wondering.
I wonder if she needed like one or two more numbers and then just happened to like put it in. Because it'd be really hard to get like 4 numbers.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the math on that, but it's like a really big amount of combinations that are possible.
Thousands, right?
I don't want to say one way or the other, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because you got to think 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 3, and then it goes up from there. And it's a lot, but she apparently got one. And then I'll move my notes. Where am I at?
We're on the daily.
I know, but I there it is. I accidentally skipped down. So she then goes after Nelson and Priscilla, which honestly I forgot that was a team. I didn't remember that they were teamed up. And then Amber and Josh, they get the third detonation and they kill everyone, so they win the round. And then in the next heat, basically Devin tells everyone that they decided, unlike the previous heat, that if someone's in the lead, they're just going to let them keep going because they want their heat to win for sure. Like, they don't want to keep knocking off the best players because they don't want Amber and Josh to have the power. And so that works for a minute. We do find out that Esther is like super smart. Like she listed off all her credentials and like her like GPA. And I want to say, didn't she say she went to like law school or something?
Yeah. So there are fantasy points involved here.
Yeah.
What all did she say here? She said she studied law, was a valedictorian.
Yeah.
And was like, the way I heard the statement is she's this can't be right. I typed down she's the top 3 in the present of 6,000 people.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, she's in the top 3% of 6,000 people.
That makes more sense.
That's a lot. Because I remember she did say something about a percentage.
I don't know who the 6,000 people are.
Maybe her like class group or something. I don't know.
Or like out of 6,000 valedictorians, like the smartest valedictorians of all time. She's
don't
in the
know.
top 3%. Either way, she's kind of a genius.
Yeah, she's really smart. And like, I don't know how Nigeria's school systems work. And so like, I'm not sure on that. But I like Esther. Like she's solid. Everyone on the show seems to like her a lot. I know like just from our Slack group and things like that, like our like patrons really like her a whole lot. And the more that she's on camera, the more they do. And I mean, there's some naivety issues later on that we can get into, but she's smart. Amanda doesn't know how to use the walkie-talkie or something, so she just starts yelling, and it works because she's loud enough that whoever can hear on the beach.
She
Kyle,
does not have volume issues.
definitely not. So she's yelling at that, and then we got Esther and Fessy kill Tori and Ed, Emmy and Devin kill Nany and Gabbo. We didn't talk about Gabbo patted Nany on the head in his interview. Gabbo's just a weirdo, and I saw some people in our Slack group that were like, "Oh, I don't care if he ever gets cast again," and I was like, "He's fine. He hasn't done anything."
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe that's why they're just like, he's just such a creep, and I was like, I like, to me he just hasn't done much of anything.
You know who else hadn't done anything?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
You know? Should I say it again?
You should. Big
T.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't have a single note about her in this daily. I don't even know what happened to her. So Aneesa and Logan kill Casey and Emmanuel, and then Amanda and Kyle. This is where Kyle gets frustrated. Like, he goes after Devin and Emmy, and which is weird on a couple levels. I don't think it was malicious. Like, I don't think he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to screw over Devin." He has screwed over a lot of people on this show, and that was the big thing. Is like Corey and all those people were like, even like CT were like hyping it up, like, yeah, he's a snake. He always screws people over, but like, I feel like him and Devin are like legitimately like really, really close, and I just think in the heat of the moment, he's like, "Oh, I just want to win."
Yeah, I didn't think at any point it was malicious either.
I think he's just a moron sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what worried Devin, was that like when he gets frustrated and in the heat of whatever, he's going to do that again. But so that happens. Esther and Fessy kill Aneesa and Logan, and then Esther and Fessy win because they get the third one. And so I was just like, Devin's sad because Kyle's dumb. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. And
seemed to legitimately hurt his feelings.
Yeah. Like, I think more than anything, he's like, I have all my trust in this dumb guy.
Yeah.
And I can't believe he did this. And I don't know. I think we all three of us love Devin and Kyle, and especially as like a pair.
Yeah.
But
Hannah has made the thrown out the idea that they should just do like a buddy cop movie or TV series. Or
I don't
something.
think they're going to get cast in anything like that.
But somebody could make it work. Maybe Tarantino or something.
Oh yeah, they should go right to Tarantino.
Yeah,
yeah.
Didn't he win a Grammy here recently?
Probably not, because that's for music.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you thinking of Oscars?
Maybe he won an Oscar. He's definitely won some Oscars, right?
I would assume so. Probably for Kill Bill.
Quentin's won something.
Yeah, maybe for like Django.
I haven't seen a lot of Tarantino movies actually.
I've seen.
He didn't do No Country for Old Men.
He did not.
Okay,
I've seen that, but his stuff's kind of hit or miss to me. Like, I honestly, I watched Kill Bill Volume 1. I didn't really like it that much, but I mean that was also like 2004 or something like that.
Did you watch the second one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen Reservoir Dogs. I've seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen. I'm blanking on the rest. I haven't seen like the Grindhouse movie or the. Honestly, I haven't seen Django.
I haven't either. But that's a long watch, right? Like that movie's almost like 3 hours long, isn't it?
Well, that's not too crazy. It's not the Snyder Cut or anything.
Yeah, but it ain't the Avengers either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
don't want to hear any more hate out of you from the Snyder Cut.
I don't have hate for it. I just haven't watched it because it's so long.
Anybody listening that has watched both the Justice League and the Snyder Cut,
Justice League's awful.
will tell you. I stand by this. Snyder Cut is like a totally different movie.
I'm aware of that. I just haven't watched it.
1,000 steps ahead of whatever. Who did it? Was it WB? Is that who did it?
What?
What's the company? What's the production company?
Well, like Joss Whedon was the guy who came in. I think it is Warner Brothers owns them. Joss Whedon came in to like rewrite and redirect everything that Zack Snyder had done, and everyone that worked with him hated him. And it's a bad, like, Justice League is a very bad movie.
You need to sit down sometime this weekend. You're off work Monday.
I'm off work Monday.
It's a great time to sit down and watch it.
I'm not going to devote 4
I'll come
hours.
over and watch it with you. We can laugh.
That's not appealing to me.
No?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
The next thing I had was they played I Want You Back by NSYNC.
Oh,
First
man.
album.
Hey, so I manage a gym, right?
Yeah.
And we had boy band night tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we strictly play the hits, right? The boy band hits, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, O-Town, 98 Degrees, even taking it up a little further to Jonas Brothers. And then
I wouldn't have done that.
Well, that wasn't my choice.
Yeah.
Not my class. But anyway, when what song was it that played?
I Want You Back.
Man,
Tearing Up My Heart was the other big one from that album.
Yeah, there's just something about the Backstreet Boys. And drop in the comments, let us know. Are you team Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
We're on opposing sides of this.
We are, because I think Backstreet Boys across the board were top notch.
I think
NSYNC is Timberlake.
And
JC became a judge.
Yeah. Oh, he also put out one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life.
He had a single, just like
he had a solo CD, and it's legitimately some of the worst music I've ever heard.
Okay, well, that further proves my point.
No, vocally it's not bad. I think that his like managers and stuff were like, hey, we want to push you out. You're not a boy band anymore. We're going to push you in like an edgier direction. And it was,
oh man.
Oh, it's bad, dude.
You know who had some good solo stuff? Nick Lachey.
They're back together.
Degrees.
They're back
together.
Yeah. They put out a new music video the other day.
Nick's a good looking dude, man. We call out good looking men when we get the chance.
Yeah, we call them out.
Yeah, hey Bub, you look good.
Yeah. I am on the NSYNC side. You're on the Backstreet Boys side.
Bad side.
So I did used to have the Backstreet Boys Burger King toys.
That's something they need to go back to. Not the Burger King toys, but like they were like CD-ROMs. You could stick the CDs in your computer, and it was like interactive stuff. They give you bios about them.
You get screensavers.
I learned that like Nick Carter's favorite food was pizza.
Wow, what a revelation!
I mean,
that could have just been somebody wrote that.
And they'd even talk to you. There was like voiceovers from them.
Yeah, I remember like enhanced CDs.
Yeah. Britney Spears' first album
even
was
like
that.
NXPX used to do that. You could get like screensavers and like bonus music videos because there's no YouTube back then.
Yep.
That's the only way you could get it.
That's just cool. That's innovative right
cool. There. So in the club, Corey 12 pulls Fessy aside and basically tells him he wants to go in because him and Michelle want to switch partners just so they're not a rookie team.
I can understand that.
I get it.
That's the one time where a team didn't fight to not go in where I was like, no, that kind of makes sense.
I do,
because they're going to get thrown in every time.
I get that, and so he tells him he wants Hughie, and I was like, I get that, I get it. I was like, because just like on a physical level, like Corey 12 should beat Hughie on a physical elimination.
Also understand Bettina,
100%, same type of thing, and so, Devin and Josh are talking. And they basically get to the point to where they say, we want each other to stick around because if I'm in the final, then that's your best chance to win a final. And if you're in the final, it's my best chance to win a final because we're not going against these like freak athletes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really funny that they both are aware of that.
Yeah.
And
I'd watch a final with those two guys in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so, then we get Jeremiah and Amber B hook up. He likes her soul. He said that multiple times.
He also said, I fool with her.
Yeah, he's like, I fool with her. He's like, I like her soul.
I'm going to start saying that. That's a neat little quote there. I fool with her. Next time
that's a for the kids version of another quote.
See, but it was so just like off the cuff. I didn't even think of that word.
Yeah.
I'm also so,
for the kids.
proper and for the kids. Yeah. I don't even think about that word.
Okay. Well,
Do
he said, yeah, exclusively. So he says that, and this is where Esther, to me, is still naive in the game, is that her and Fessy kind of start talking strategy, and she tells him that no matter what happens, she wants to make a move that will make it to where she's still cool with everyone in the house afterwards. And I was like, that's not really possible in a game like this. Mm-hmm. You're going to make somebody upset, even if it's just a person that you throw in. And so I was like, she's super nice, but I think that's a little disingenuous as far as, like, if that's what you think that can happen by voting someone in. So the next morning, Kyle and Devin have, like, a morning apology session. And, Kyle's like, I just wasn't thinking... And so... By
the way, going back to Jeremiah, that's my nomination for episode title.
Jeremiah?
I fool with her.
Oh, okay. So they're cool. Devin and Kyle are fine. This is not a betrayal. It got worked into this like storyline, like, oh, there's a rift between vets. I was like, this is nothing.
No.
Like, they're not mad at each other. And so...
Devin's smarter than that.
Yes.
And Kyle's too sensitive for that.
And Kyle is smarter than to, like, really get into it. And he's not the smartest person, but... Yeah. So we go to deliberation, and then Michelle and Corey are the ones that talk because they want to go in. I get both sides of it. I fully understand. Now, what was funny was then Hughie came in. And
you know what? He's for the kids. Because he asked Corey, why are you swearing at me for? But have we heard Hughie swear at any point this season?
Yeah, I honestly don't know, but that would be funny if that's just like just because like everyone on the show like cusses all the time.
It's just a thing.
It would just be funny if like that's like a standard. He's like, I just don't do it.
I don't swear.
Because he did. He's like, why are you swearing at me? And then he tells everyone, he's like, listen guys, I don't want to vote for anyone. Last time I just voted for Ashley, and he's like, I didn't even tell her. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, why would he say that? And I get he was trying to say like, I'm not trying to like be malicious, and in his mind it was like, I like all of you, I don't want to vote for people that I like. But he was like, I voted for Ashley and she's like, you did what? And
he's hilarious.
He is really funny.
I'm going to actively start listening now to see if he swears. Yeah.
I've got all the episodes still DVR'd.
Yeah, and I hope he asks, even if it's not directed at him, like let's say CT goes off on a tangent, he's like, why are you swearing?
Yeah, it'd be funny if he's just in the background.
Yeah. What's he swearing for?
Yeah. Corey and Michelle are the vote. Obviously, that makes sense. And then Ashley is talking to Nani and I believe Michelle. Maybe it was Casey. I don't remember. It was someone who didn't talk very much. But Nani
sounds like Casey.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it. Nani gets up and leaves. And then Hughie comes in there and he starts crying about,
like, legitimately upset.
Yeah, he was his feelings were hurt because I think he thought she was mad at him, and he didn't want her to be mad. And she was definitely mad at him. But like, that wasn't like, oh, I'm crying because I'm on camera. It was like, I'm crying because I don't know what else to do. And we don't have a problem with anybody crying. It's just it's when you just like, that's all you do. And,
Right.
you know, not Josh, but Hughie's done a lot of things on this episode. He's thrown up and then kissed a girl, and he jumped off a cliff after he said he wasn't going to, and he wanted to quit, and he does the splits later on.
Yeah.
So Fessy and I think it's Casey and Josh are kind of having a talk, and he tells him he wants to go after Amber B. And Josh is
he
like...
is so butthurt.
I know.
over it.
Josh is like, no.
So, should I spill my theory now?
Go for it.
About Fessy, or do we want to wait till we get to the fiasco?
What do you think? I don't know what your theory is, so...
I think his pride's hurt.
I think
he so saw himself as like this domineering presence and double agents, and Amber B is this like
nothing.
Yeah. And then she wins, beats him,
and outpaced CT.
Yeah. And I think it has so hurt his pride because like has been no. She's only been here for an episode and a half.
There's no reason to go after her.
There has been no indicator that she's coming after him.
No.
None. Matter of fact, the only indicator is that she wants this alliance to work.
Yeah, and she's had extensive talks with Josh.
Casey, and Casey, look, dude, Casey can go home. Because, like, she's as, her logic is as on par with Fessy's.
Do you think in the preview for next week's episode that she's telling Fessy that she's done with...
I don't know, but, like...
I think it's him or Josh,
as
one or
of
the other.
This episode... I think Fessy could say, you know what? Buttholes are actually shaped like hexagons. And she would say, you're right. He could say, boogers are actually blue. Fessy, I've never even thought about it before.
That reminds me of Community. I think they introduced Abed to the practical jokes side of things. I think it was Community, and he's like, hey, guess what? All dogs are blue now. Did you hear? They're blue. He's like, gotcha.
But you go, like, I just feel like he could say, throw out any sort of random logic that's not real or true at all, and she's going to be like, no, yeah, I got his back. He's right.
Yeah, I mean...
And it's like, one, go home. But, like, Amber B has done nothing but indicate that she wants this to work.
She doesn't want to be...
What's the point?
There's not a point. There's 0 point. And that's what Josh was saying, which it's insane that we're like, Josh is the voice of reason in all this.
And now, like, she's proven she is a strong competitor.
Yeah.
She is not weak. She's definitely not weak.
So the thing I guess you would say is if it's like a hall brawl type thing, whatever.
Fine.
Because she won against Amber, what a M, I guess.
Yeah.
But regardless of all that, her and Josh have a good relationship. She wasn't lying to Josh about like, hey, I wanted this to work, and then she's like, I'm going to screw Josh over the second I get. Like, she wants to be a part of the alliance. She wants the protection. She wants whatever.
She even had to sit down. We didn't even make note of it because it was Casey again, but she had to sit down with Casey talking about this stuff at the beginning of the episode.
And then Casey's like, well, she's still on the bottom of our list. And
which again is right in line with Fessy. There's this weird like thing with Casey where it's just she's going to follow suit with whatever Fessy says. And
it's just dumb because like Josh's thing is, why are you like doing this now? Like, I told Amber that we're cool with her and we're going to ride with her and she's going to be part of our group. Like, why would you go after a vet? Which it is arguable that Amber she's done one season, right?
But
she's not a rookie. She's not. I wouldn't say she's a vet, but she's not a rookie.
But by the logic of how they're approaching this season,
Agreed.
She's considered a vet,
Yes.
and she's part of the vet alliance.
Yes,
and also, you know, this is Josh's partner, who's a strong partner. Who
they were in second place in the daily.
Yeah, and so like, you know, now you're robbing part of your alliance of his strong partner.
Yeah,
there's no logic. There's no defending it. There's no explaining it away.
And honestly,
it is purely that's my
ego driven.
He can't stand that she won.
Yeah,
he can't stand it.
I think he thought he was going to be the first Big Brother person to win, and the most unlikely person is who won. And
when they won tonight, and I realized within like 10 seconds it couldn't happen, I would have stole him as a partner.
Fessy?
Yeah.
I said that to Hannah. I was like, I wish she'd still
like,
Fessy.
And I was like,
oh, they're protected.
Because that's the play, right?
Yeah.
Because now you sit down with him and you're like, hey, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
We're going to make this work. and we're like, fine, win it with him, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it's a pride thing. He is so just like hurt over it and can't believe that she won over him.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's nothing else that makes sense.
So like that's what's just so stupid is that Josh is sticking up for her and he's like, you better not. He's like there's no reason. One, you're breaking up the Big Brother alliance. Two, you are drawing the line in the sand with the Vet alliance saying we can go after each other. And that's not been a thing so far. And it's just like you're destroying two big like boundaries that should be off limits right now. Like, get rid of the rookies. Like, go after them because, like, there's no reason to, like, buck the trend of what's happening right now. And
well, and like, if you're like the rest of these vets, like, now if you're Fessy, like, you're just ruining your reputation across the whole house.
Oh,
because why would any of these vets want anything to do with
anybody
him
that saw him do this?
Because these are his people.
Josh is like his number one.
Yeah, and it didn't matter.
I guess Casey might be, but the fact that Josh.
And if you're Casey, why didn't you say anything?
Well, that's been her for 3 seasons.
Oh, you're right. She don't say anything.
So anyway, they go to the lair. TJ's like, Corey, Michelle, come on down. Corey 12. And, he's like, Esther, who's the guy that you pick? She picks Hughie. That's expected, right? They kind of discussed that. And then Fessy starts making a speech. And then Josh immediately is like, don't do it. Come on, like, change your... Like, he knew it, because Fessy... I think in his mind, he's like, this is going to be my moment. Like, I'm going to make this cool speech. I'm going to throw Amber in. I'm going to get my revenge. It's going to set me up as a power play, all that. And Josh immediately, like, was just like, you're not doing this. Like, this is so stupid. And I was like, good for Josh. I was like, he is loyal.
It's stupid.
Because I think he would have defended Fessy as much as he defends Amber if someone tried to do to Fessy what Fessy was doing to Amber.
Yeah.
And, it's just
if Amber would have done like
if Amber would have told him we're cool and I'm not going to do that, and then he went after Fessy, he would have jumped all over her too.
Yep.
Because that's just not how he played. But because it's Fessy, it comes off as so like egotistical, and you're just like, there's no point in it. And Josh knew it from a mile away, and like he got. I don't think he would have hit Fessy or anything, but like he came down there and like was getting in his face to be like, what are you doing? Like, stop. Like, change it. But to me, at this point, you can't change it. Once you make that big speech and people already know that that's where you're going anyway, if you back away from it, the damage is already done. Mm-hmm. And so you had to just roll with it. Fessy had made up his mind already. And so security steps in, all this stuff happens. TJ's like, hey, guys, can you please stop talking? Can you stop talking? And then he just yells, hey, shut up.
Yeah.
And that's after he pulled his phone out.
Right.
So Fessy picks Amber B. Zero reason for it. Josh is so mad at him. Amber's mad at him. But she does handle it well. It's like I was saying earlier, she went into like, okay then. Screw you. Watch me win this thing and come back and wreck your whole plan.
Yeah. Because now he's screwed.
Well, here's the other thing. He's screwed. So Amber's mad at him. And then Josh is definitely mad at him. You already got Nelson, who hates him from last season.
Outside of Casey, like, who else is riding for this guy?
Nobody cared.
So, like, if you want to take out a vet, why would you not
go
throw
after
him
Fessy?
in?
Yeah.
And if he comes back, so what? He ain't got nobody with him.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. Fessy should be the target. Since he broke the vet alliance, everyone should go after Fessy to take him out.
There's nothing for him to gain here. Even if she did go home.
It's pride.
You come back and everybody's still like, dude, this guy's a joke.
I think it goes back to he'd be like, well, I took her out of the game. I said in the Slack group today, I was like, I wish Nelson would just go like full on kamikaze this season and just be like, my only mission is to take Fessy out of this game.
Yeah.
Like, because Nelson's the type of guy that you could maybe get him to do that.
Yeah.
Is that like, I don't care about the money. I just want Fessy to not be here anymore. And now you got all these numbers behind the scenes, and I think Devin and Kyle would join up with Josh and them over that, and CT would, because CT would be like, yeah, it's a big dude, like, take him out. Like, I hope this completely flips the house. Because Corey and Nelson are already mad at him from last season. And then now you got Josh and maybe Casey, if that's who she's yelling at in the next episode. Like, I just don't... He's got Esther. That's it right now. And it doesn't make any sense to go after this. Anyway, Amber is fine to go in. It's called Down to the Wire. It's good elimination because it's equal. Any team could win.
So I said last episode, I think, that I thought every elimination was going to be different.
Now, there were only 4 episodes in.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, what another just unique elimination.
Yeah.
You
have like one slit that has to turn a certain way to get through certain points.
Yeah. It's, man, shout out to production this season so far.
And the good thing about this is you could do this elimination again down the road and just completely change the course.
Yeah.
Like, just make it a new thing. Because there's a bunch of, like, welded together, like, pipes.
Yeah.
And so, what's funny is it starts and they're going, and I was like, they probably, like, Hughie and Amber, they got a chance, to get going. And, a lot of stuff happens as eliminated. I don't even have many notes on the elimination itself because I was just, like, taking it all in. And so I'm just going to try to go off the top of my head. But, they get going, and at one point, Hughie just starts yelling at Corey, and I think Corey's like carabiner that are on his like hands got twisted and like caught in something, and he's like, "No, we're stuck." And Hughie's like, he might have cussed during this. He may have. I think he did during all
Maybe
this.
He did. Yeah.
He was like, "Screw you guys, that happened to me too," and he just wasn't even like, he wasn't moving anymore. Yeah. He was just so caught up in, I'm going to yell at Corey and yell at Michelle that I don't care that I'm not moving. And I'm pretty
there's some anger there because it was Corey's doing to get him in there.
Yeah, he felt betrayed by that.
Yeah.
And again, like if you're someone who you're looked at as like a weak link, and that you were called out because people think that you're an easy target, like there's 2 types of personalities. You're either going to like break down and like internalize it and cry about it or whatever, or you're gonna be Hughie and get mad and just start cussing and yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
And so he does that. They keep going, like they get to the end of it first, so they're ahead, and then they start working back, and then it shows that Hughie drops the key, and I was like, oh no!
I got so bummed out right here.
I was like, they're doing so good.
At this point, I like Corey and Michelle.
I like Corey and Michelle.
But I wanted them to win because of the chaos it would cause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because everyone expected Corey and Michelle to come back. I wanted a mad Hughie and a mad Amber B to come back and blow up like what Fessy and them were trying to do. And because, again, I do like Corey. I think he deserves to be back on the show. I think Michelle deserves to be back on the show. Yeah. But, like, they're going in this, and I was like, oh, no, he dropped the key. And then they realize it. And I was like, dang, like they're going to have to backtrack. I don't know. And then he's like, I'll just do the splits and stretch out and use this, which was smart.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rule you have to, like, backtrack. Like, just get to the key. And so he reaches over there with his foot and pulls it in, and then they win, and it's just, like, that is the beginning of, like, mayhem. And then, like, it gets, like, physical with, like, Corey and him. Like, Corey pushes him at one point, which he did come aggressive at Corey. I don't think he was going to fight him or anything, but he was like getting in his face, and
he took it personal because for Hughie it was we're the 2 gay men on the show, we gotta kind of represent for each other, which no matter what your lifestyle or whatever, like I don't know if that's necessarily the right approach going into a game show.
Yeah, and one other thing I didn't say was Esther saw him drop the key. And then she just like whispered to Fessy, like, oh, he dropped the key. Which was smart to not make a big scene about it if you want him to go home. Anyway.
I was shocked that nobody yelled out.
I don't know if anybody else saw it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing. Like, they cut the...
They did only show Esther.
Yeah. And she, like, whispered it off to the side. And so, anyway, I think that's where Hughie was hurt. I don't think Corey meant it to be that way. I mean,
No,
I can't
no.
speak for him, but I think in hindsight, he looked back and he was like, I did to him what everyone's done to me my whole life. Where like, oh, you're the token gay guy or whatever.
It became a very sad episode for a second.
Yeah, and
even for like Michelle, right?
Yeah, and it's like
we had people crying everywhere.
Man, we'll talk about the Survivor Alliance in a minute, but yeah, like I was glad that Cory did apologize at the night, and then his confessional, he like did a more like in-depth apology, because I think it was unfair to Hughie, but like I can't speak for Cory, but to me, it didn't feel like he was like, oh, I got to target the other gay guy. I just felt like he was like, oh, Hughie's not much of a physical threat in this, and he's scared of all the dailies. Like, I think I can beat him. And, that's how it worked out. But, good for Hughie, man. Hughie and Amber B, like, they if you had odds on this, they would be like 10-1 underdogs.
Yeah.
Not even 1,000-1 underdogs. Like, they would not have been picked to win this. You had a Survivor winner in Michelle, and then Cory, who's already been down in elimination and proven that he's pretty strong. And so, anyway, they win. TJ lectures the men specifically. Says to Cory,
chastises them.
Yeah, he's like, don't put your hands on anybody. Also, Hughie, calm down. Like, that's not how winners act. And so Cory apologizes. Hughie's heard about it, and then
and initially didn't even accept the apology.
Yeah.
He's like, no, man, like I'm
he's
like
I've
mad
heard
at
about
you.
this.
Yeah.
We'll see. What happens in the future with him, but.
Well,
I get it. I get why he's mad and upset.
I mean, they both squashed it on Twitter last night.
Oh, did they? I stayed off Twitter.
Cory was like, if y'all think we're still like mad over this from months ago, like y'all are just starting stuff. Like they both came out and said, no, like we're good. Also, supposedly, and Amanda, who's not one of your favorites now because she's partially spoiled. Also,
good job.
So
she has OnlyFans now.
I didn't see the OnlyFans.
She announced it. She's like, "Hey guys, I have an OnlyFans."
So anyway, she mentioned on Twitter that the tea or whatever, part of the reason that Fessy didn't vote in Bettina is because
he hooked up with her.
Yeah, they were hooking up. Yeah,
that makes it even a worse decision.
Yeah,
he's putting his feet oh man. Okay. Amanda, I was very upset at because she just blatantly put stuff out there and didn't say like, hey, this is about All-Star spoilers. It was just like very vaguely, hey, this person's going to get this. Who you got? And I was like, what is this about? And they're like, oh, that's All-Star spoilers. Like, don't post that. And I was like, now I have to worry about like current cast members spoiling shows. And so, anyway, I don't have a problem with Amanda, but I do have a problem with spoilers and that she did that. Because I thought I got by like a Stan account that was like her profile picture and like a similar name. But no, it was her account.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually her. So they have to pick people. Emmanuel kisses Michelle goodbye. Did you know him and Emmy are doing a like Romanian high diving show together right now?
High diving show?
It's called like Splash, and they wear like Speedos and bikinis and like.
Do they high dive?
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I've seen both of them post pictures and videos from it.
How about that?
Yeah. So they're doing that, and he kisses her goodbye, and then Hughie turns to Ashley when they have to pick partners, and she's like, "I love you to death, and I got your back, but no." And he picks Nany, which is a surprise pick, but everybody's picked Devin so far.
Could be a really fun pair.
I think it might be. I think anybody who's going to be paired with Hughie is going to be fun to watch. And then Amber B picks Devin, which I thought she would pick CT if I was being honest. I thought she'd just run it back with CT.
Yeah, that was probably the move to make right there.
Because
why not?
So the thing was Josh and CT and then wanted her to pick Devin, so it would leave Gabbo and Emmy as a rookie team.
Yeah.
But if she would pick CT, it would have put Berna and Gabbo as a rookie team. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you run it back with CT because you just won the whole thing with him. But she went with Devin for whatever reason. I guess you never know how often these teams are going to change, but Devin's a hot commodity. Picked 3 out of 4 times. And so that's the thing. Josh and Ashley are now partners, which that is potential.
That's a fun little
That's
team.
like putting dynamite in a barrel, and like it's something's gonna explode at some point. And then you have Gabbo and Emmy as a team, which is 2 people who are English as a second language and not from the same countries, and so their communication,
They're in trouble.
That's going to be tough.
They're in trouble.
Because Emmy's a loose cannon and Gabbo just kind of hangs out and pats people.
Yeah.
So it's that's going to be a tough one on them going forward. They're the easy targets right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be shocked if that wasn't the House vote next week.
100%. Unless they go after Fessy.
But then you're throwing in Esther, too.
As the House, yeah, and I think people like her more than they like Fessy. Now, but you could if Fessy and Esther don't win the daily, you can throw him into the elimination.
Yep.
So I do like that twist on this season, and I like that. There's no gold skull.
Imagine if Josh and Ashley win the daily.
Yeah, they're like Josh is so mad and plays with just emotion.
I think he would throw him in because it's over. Like that alliance is done.
I would assume so. Yeah.
I mean, he can't. I mean, he said, I think at the end of the episode, like he's done with them. Like Big Brother is done.
He does. He's the type of guy that would say things in the heat of the moment
and then come back and be like, "No, we're good."
Yeah, and be like, "I'm sorry, like that got the best of me." But I think this is like a legitimate like dividing line.
I'm trying to think of all the teams that, if they won the daily, would vote Fessy in. I feel like it's a certainty Josh and Ashley would do.
Josh and Ashley, Hughie's got an argument for that. So Nani would go with him.
Amber B and Devin?
For sure. Amber B. And Devin probably too.
Kyle and Amanda?
Kyle hates him. Nelson hates him. Corey doesn't trust him.
Amanda's been like flirting around with him, but I don't know that it's
she probably wouldn't vote for him, but yeah, that's
Corey and
Bettina. That's I didn't even put that together. That Amber's the one that you said. I mean, not Amber, but Amanda's the one who. But she was the one hooking up with him. Mm-hmm. That's weird. Yeah, Corey and
Priscilla. Is that who he's with? No.
Nelson's with Priscilla.
Corey's with Bettina.
Yeah. And if she's hooking up with him, she's not going to vote for him. Priscilla, I really just don't know enough about.
Also, another guy you could have taken and made a rookie pairing, Corey and Nelson.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was just certain that Devin's the one you take.
Yeah, I guess just because she's cool with like those handful of people, and like maybe she knows like Devin's cool with Josh now, and also Devin's cool with CT, and it just made sense because CT pointed at him, he's like, take him, pick him.
Corey and Nelson hate Fessy.
That's true. That's maybe one of those spur of the moment things. I just don't know. So
I think there are a few teams that would throw Fessy in if they won the daily.
I think if you politic correctly, you could get him thrown in easy.
Yeah. And even if they don't get the House vote, they're throwing him in.
Yeah. And who would save him?
Casey. That's it.
Who's her partner?
Who is her partner? We don't even know who her partner is.
I legitimately don't know who her partner is. Let's look through the list.
I don't know.
It's not Ed. It's not Jeremiah. It's not Josh. Is it Emmanuel?
It is Emmanuel. Okay. And I don't think he cares either way.
I feel like that's okay. We don't even remember who she's partnered with because she's just been nothing. Now, again, I like Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And Devin said he's the biggest threat as a rookie in the house.
He's just a cool guy.
I like him.
Yeah.
He looks a lot like a guy we know, but that guy's not cool.
Yeah.
So, a pretty low episode for Ed, and Ed's a big personality. But it's just he had so many other stuff to work around. So, let's. Do you want me? Do you want me to read her notes first, or do you want me to do the who smashed some heads first?
Let's go hands notes first.
Because I didn't even write anything down for the superlatives yet. She shared her. In the notes app, you can like share notes with people, and like. You can like collaborate, so like you can type something in there and then they can type something and it like automatically updates. So she's doing all of her season's notes in one giant note, and so yeah, it's a lot. And so every time she updates it, like goes to the top of my notes list. I had to turn off notifications for it because it was a lot. where's the top of this? And it's all like color coded. It's all yellow bars now. Episode 4. Here we go. If you let me get a drink of water. Hold on. Can you vamp for a second?
Yeah, take your time. You want me to vamp? Mm-hmm. No, I think you're doing
Great
a good job.
So I'm gonna try to read them in the voice that I feel like she wanted them to be.
Right.
So here we go. Ep 4. Corey 12 dates thinks the vape. Corey 12 dates thinks. I think she meant doesn't think. Or Corey. I'm just gonna read it, guys.
Just read it. It's fine.
Corey 12 dates thinks the vets will have to turn on each other soon. Big T has a crush on my man, Big Eyes, Logan.
Okay.
She likes she's all in on Logan now that Nom's not here.
She's got to have a heartthrob.
Yeah.
And it's irrational.
So who let's pause for a second. Who would your heartthrob be on this season?
Are we talking men?
I mean, I wasn't specifically, but if that's
Women?
where you want to go. Yeah. And I'll say it could be somebody that's eliminated if you want to do that, but
I think Amanda's extremely attractive, and I also think Berna's very pretty.
I agree with both of those. Honestly, I might pick Amber B. I think she's very like uniquely pretty, and like the more that her personality has come out, the more that I've liked her.
Okay.
I don't know.
You know what you should do?
I don't think I'm on the level as what she is with Logan.
Yeah. Well, let's correct one thing. You're her man.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't bother me.
You just need to start riding one of these girls. I'm sorry. Hold on. You need to start like hammering down.
Oh, I just pick Hot Morgan from Survivor.
Oh, that's right. But I mean, just heavily, just lay into it because she don't hesitate one bit.
It doesn't bother me.
I know
all.
it doesn't bother
Yeah.
you. It
Also,
doesn't bother me.
Well, it'd be weird if it bothered you.
You know, but just like, man, just hammer it home.
Yeah, no.
God, Amber B.
No, I told her last night. I was like, I think she might be the prettiest person on the cast to me.
I'd throw in that trio.
Yeah. And again, it's all subjective. Everyone's got their own pluses and minuses.
Listen, you've got Han sitting over here like grunting and moaning and making noises over.
But
how
you know
attractive.
what? She also like she's full in on Hot Morgan and Survivor too.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but we're here. We agree.
Oh yeah, we're
We
agreeing
agree.
on that. Check out our Patreon Survivor podcast.
Han does a great job on this show.
Yeah. So Fessy, back to the notes. Let's reset. Get another drink of water.
Did you need me to vamp?
Yeah. Fessy wants to figure out what to do about Amber B soon. CT attempts to train Hughie. Are you okay?
I'm always curious how long we're going for. An hour
Okay.
and 7 minutes?
He just like leans over at like a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, well, I can't see.
CT attempts to train Hughie. Quote, I'm a competitor. I want to be a big dog. I did forget that Hughie said that, which is a really funny
He's
quote.
likened himself to a lot of animals this season.
He was a lion in another episode.
He was an eagle, I think, at some point. And
Well, he wants to be a big dog in this
he wants to be a dog now.
He just, he probably loves Animorphs. And
Oh, man. Or
that's
the Power Rangers when they transform into their animals.
yeah. I always
Right.
wanted to be the Black Ranger because his name was Zach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Black is power.
was that a phrase?
Is it not? I thought that was a phrase.
Is it? I don't know. It might be.
That's got to be a...
Okay.
Let me
just
Google it real
that.
quick.
CT, quote, I do think he's underrated. Our fave duo, Devin and Kyle, talk strategy. Devin, quote, every season Corey say he's doing it for his family. Devin and Kyle talk every single day. My favorite best friends forever. And then she did a big red heart. Casey tries to make amends with Amber B, except she still has Amber B at the bottom of the list. Amber now will protect Fessy and Casey the best she can. Quote, the Big Brother Alliance is back. And then she did the emoji of the face with like the hearts around it and like blushing.
Why is she blushing over the Big Brother Alliance being
So
back?
that's inside of the quote. So that's Amber B saying that. Because she was pretty stoked about it when she said it in her confessional.
Again, supporting my point. Our hand, we're confirming things here. Like, She wasn't throwing Fessy in.
No.
Nobody out of there.
She was like, oh, I'm so glad the Big Brother Alliance is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we captured it in emoji form.
By the way, Hayden Fry, I'm not familiar with his work, did say black is a color of power and strength.
Who's...
Yeah, let me look up
That's
Hayden
fine.
Fry.
You just do a little bit more research. Daily. Hughie is literally losing his mind already.
Hayden Fry is a white man.
That might be a dangerous road you're going down.
He was a football player back in the 70s.
That's
60s and 70s.
That's an even more dangerous road.
Well, then stick that quote on me then. Black is power.
Now Corey 12 dates is pulling a Casey. Why does she, what word is she trying to say that after
Did she not call him Corey 12 dates?
There it is.
I was wondering
that's
what you were...
Well, that's what screwed me up is I only have him in there as Corey 12. And then it looked like it's not capitalized. She's very punctual on our capitalization. This is not capitalized, and I thought she kept trying to type like doesn't or something like that, and it was correcting. Okay, Corey 12 dates is pulling a Casey, and then she does like face.
So what did he do? Oh, did he explain the daily or something?
Oh, he did explain the daily. That's what it was. It was coming back from commercial break.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody gets negative points for that.
OMG, did Ashley just guess the code on her lock and get it right? And then a ton of exclamation points and question marks.
Kind of blew her mind,
and
didn't
then a crying emoji, like
Why
crying,
she crying
crying
at that?
laughing emoji.
Was it funny to her?
Oh, that is peak comedy. Josh and Amber B win their heat. Esther studied law, was class valedictorian, and top 3 of 6,000 people. Was it top 3 or was it top 3%?
Top 3%.
Okay, still very impressive.
Yes.
We love an educated woman. That was she said.
I like them.
Yeah, she's speaking for all of us.
Yeah.
Kyle threw out Emmy and Devin. I fully think he just didn't realize it, LOL. It wasn't malicious. There's no way. He didn't know the plan.
Oh, she went into full detailed on this.
There's 4 subquotes in this. It wasn't malicious. There's no way. He didn't know the plan, LOL. Devin, quote, that was the exact opposite of what you were supposed to do. Devin is mad, but Kyle knows they shouldn't argue in front of the rookies. Fessy and Esther win.
Oh, you just screwed that up. She didn't type that.
No.
Fessy and Esther.
I read Esther, but started to say Fessy, and I said
Festy.
Fester. I said, Essie and Fester. Fessy tells Devin Kyle just got stuck on a spot and didn't mean to pull Devin's name. Night out. Freaking NSYNC, let's freaking go! And then a lot of the yelling emojis.
Was it not Backstreet Boys?
No, I Want You Back is NSYNC. So you just proved my point that they are the better band.
Is that the song that plays? See, I could have swore it was a...
Were you thinking it was everybody?
I wanted
Backstreet's
that.
Back?
I want it that way. That's
it was
the song
not.
I thought,
it was not.
I'm going to wind that back. I'm going to make sure.
Jake,
I can wind it back.
1,000,000%.
I can wind it back.
It was.
I think I got follow on my phone
Go
right here.
pull it up. It's in the night out after the daily. It was NSYNC.
I swear. But
I
see,
want
I
you
was
back.
like, when I watched this last night, I was like...
It starts with that acapella part where it's you're all I ever wanted, you're all I ever needed. Tell me what can I do. That's Justin Timberlake all the way, baby.
What?
Were you drunk last night?
No, but I was like half asleep.
Okay. It was NSYNC first single. Tearing Up My Heart may have been the first single, but anyway, you can look that up. Corey 12 dates talks with Fessy. Admits he knows he's the house vote, but wants to choose his opponent. Asks for Hughie. Josh and Devin talk. Quote, my guy Josh. Yes, I said it. My guy Josh. Fessy talks with Esther about his discussion with Corey 12. Esther, quote, this is not something I take lightly. Devin apologizes. Oh, sorry. Kyle apologizes to Devin. I really, truly, honestly do not believe that if Kyle was making a conscious decision, he would not say Devin's name.
What's that?
I really, truly, honestly do not believe that if Kyle was making a conscious decision, he would not say Devin's name.
Was that worded right?
No, but I get what she means.
I do too.
Yeah. It is confusing to read. Nominations. Michelle opens up, quote, I want to go against someone who hasn't gone into elimination yet. Ashley tries to call her out. Michelle argues to even the playing field for the rookies, asking why would they want to keep weaker players over stronger ones, clearly not helping herself. That point, I do understand from her perspective, but also a lot of these vets want to keep weaker players around that they can beat later on. Mm-hmm. Like that's been a thing for a long time. Hughie pipes up attempting to maybe defend himself, and Cory snaps back. Hughie, quote, "We're supposed to be the two gay boys and stick together." I did forget he said that in a confessional. So
did he say gay boys?
He did. He did.
Call them boys.
Yeah. Okay. He said that in the confessional because that's why he was so offended later on.
No, I'm not laughing at...
No.
He said boys.
Yeah. Like well, I mean, we're the boys' night right now. Yeah. Because I feel like they're more men than we are.
You're right. It was.
It's insane.
Again, I was half asleep. I could have swore it was.
No.
I Want It That Way, which is a much better song.
Not a much better song. I think it's a good song. It's not much better. Hughie drops a truth bomb that he voted for themselves the last time. Not the time or place to reveal that info. Mm-hmm. Ashley tells Nany and Michelle, it wasn't Casey, that she can't trust Hughie anymore. Hughie comes in crying and apologizing. They both want to split as a team. Fessy talks to Josh about wanting to throw in Amber B. There we go. Elim. I'm obsessed with Esther's outfit.
Don't even know what she was wearing.
Red. She was wearing red.
Well,
red jacket with like a pink shirt because I was like, does that work together?
That's the uniqueness of having Han on the show. Yeah. We don't pay attention to stuff like that, but
I did actually this time.
She will all the way down to their nail beds.
That's been
it's amazing.
That's an off mic conversation we've had that apparently Kara's got really good nail beds, and I was like, I don't think I've ever noticed
anyone's. You're right here in front of me. I can't tell you one thing about those nail beds.
I don't know. I mean, I get the general area of what a nail bed would be, but
it's right there on your finger.
Yeah, if you had a map and like I had like to point at it, I'd give myself like a 50-50 chance of like nailing where it's at. Mine are I got a lot of hangnails and stuff right now, and it's driving me crazy.
What you do? You just bought?
No, I try to like. You see them?
But do you look at them? But you get hangnails from botting your nails typically.
Oh no! I'm talking about like behind the nail beds themselves.
Oh God, Zach,
not
that's
up here.
Awful.
You see it? You see it?
I don't. See, I get mine up right there. Where
no! I don't bite my nails.
How does that even happen?
I don't bite my nails.
No, how does that happen?
I don't know. It's got to be
Zach.
like reaching it. Like it's like every finger has.
Did
them.
you just ask me to reach in?
No, it's got to be from like reaching into stuff.
Zach.
But you see it?
No.
Why is this
that
so?
Bothers me.
Why is this so bad for you?
There are scenes I've seen of people getting their toenails ripped off.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that, but this is not that.
Can you imagine, like, as a form of torture, someone just taking like a what do you call them thing, that tool that clamps down? Like a wrench?
No, a wrench. Pliers?
Pliers. And just tugging.
Yeah. There's a worse one. They used to take skewers underneath them and like hammer them into underneath your nails.
Yeah. Zach, no.
I want to say in one of the Jackass movies, someone like put a toothpick under there and like kicked the wall. They kicked the wall.
God.
I didn't do it.
I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either. That's so like that's rough. But yeah, that was I think it was like a Chinese like torture thing.
Did this just get NC-17?
No. It was bamboo shoots. They'd put them under your nails. That's what it was. Yeah.
Is that the rating, NC-17? Did we just get there?
Yeah, just by describing that.
God.
Yeah, that was a very prominent form of torture.
I can feel that.
Yeah,
I can feel it in my bones. Oh my God.
Esther says Hughie because Cory, I asked for it. It means Cory 12. Fessy starts giving a weird speech and Josh starts yelling, "Stop! Change your vote." He says Amber B. Josh starts losing his mind and everyone has to hold him back.
On. Is she like quoting everybody in her notes right now?
She quoted.
Or is this like
she quoted Josh.
I mean, it's a thought from Josh.
The quote was, "Stop! Change your vote." He says Amber B. Josh starts losing his mind and everyone has to hold him back. Go Josh, though, because it's a scummy move on Fessy's part.
Go Josh, though.
3 security guards had to come out. TJ, quote, "Everybody stop talking, please. Hughie might actually have a chance at this. I like Cory 12 dates, but I want Hughie to come back so Amber B can come back and put the whole house against Fessy." There we go.
We're all in alignment there.
Cory B's carabiner gets stuck. Michelle yells out, "It's stuck." Hughie, quote, "Yeah, so what? Ours did too." And then Hughie gets distracted and starts yelling at Cory instead of finishing the elimination. Hughie drops their key. He could reach it with his foot. Hughie and Amber B win. Hughie gets pumped.
Hold on. That image, not his leg,
just
his foot. Just imagine his leg staying stationary, but his foot just, you got
like a cartoon.
Yeah, like a cartoon. Tom and Jerry.
You're doing the Foley art for it, like the sound design. Hughie and Amber B win. Hughie gets pumped and gets in Corey's face. Corey pushes him off. TJ goes off on both of them. The guys apologize and hug it out. Shoot it a heart. Hughie turns around to choose a female. Ashley, quote, I love you, but no. He picks Nany. Josh tells Amber to pick Devin. Leaves Emmy and Gabbo as a new rookie team. My girl Emmy is so upset. And then she did a crying face. She was. I think Emmy was crying at the end.
Because she knew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, yeah, Emmy's very, like, she swings, like, on the far end of the emotional scale. Like, because we didn't even talk about it when Kyle burned her and Devin. Devin's like, why did you do that? And she starts cussing and yelling over everybody. Like, it was all just like, I hate him. And he's like, no. We don't want to do that.
Another thing that none of us seemed to mention was that just came to me was when TJ asked if Amber and Hughie wanted to remain partners. They both, without hesitation, were like, no.
Yeah, but I mean, I get
no, it's just funny.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not funny. Yeah, okay.
So that's it. So let's get into superlatives. For her, for who smashed some heads, is Hughie in so many different ways. I think it's unanimous. It's got to be Hughie.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, Amber B's got a pedigree of she won last season.
That's the other option is Amber B.
I think Hughie deserves it. He deserves his moment in the sun on this one. Yeah, so with unanimous Hughie. And
unanimous is Fessy, who got his head smashed. It's Fessy.
Yeah, I agree. That double unanimous. Hughie and Fessy.
Yeah.
And Hughie comes out on top. Mm-hmm. So good job for that. For her pop culture suggestion, it just says Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Just in general.
Okay.
We went and saw Free Guy this last week.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It's not like, oh, that's the best movie I've ever seen, but like it does a really good job of like showing like what a video game world is, because that could get like really like cringy or like, oh, but it did a good job, and it was funny, and it was just a good, like, that was a fun movie to watch. It's solid, like B+, A- maybe, I don't know. So that's not my suggestion. What's your pop culture suggestion?
I think a lot more people in the world need to learn how to play spades.
I like playing spades.
Spades is fun, man.
Yeah.
That is an underrated card game.
Are card games pop culture? I get that'll work. That'd be fine.
Learn how to play. I play it on my phone all the time.
I know.
I love playing spades. Nothing worse than when I go
having
Neil.
A bad partner.
And they just like, one guy did it today. I play Neil. First thing my part, he starts off the round. Played a 2 of clubs. I'm like, what are you doing?
He can't get underneath you.
What are you like? What?
Yeah.
And then, so thankfully, the other team had like,
a club or something above it.
Yeah. Well, then the guy.
He should have thrown off something huge to start.
So the guy that started the next time played a club as well. So he played low again, and it's like, all right, well, I got to play like an 8 of clubs now.
Yeah.
Boy lays down a king of clubs. I'm like, what are you doing?
He just sounds like he's either an idiot or he's screwing with you.
Like, why are you playing? There's like, we got money involved here. Not real money, but there's like, you got to like buy in.
The only thing I can think of is if he was playing the 2 to get people to throw off big clubs, and so he thought maybe.
No, but if you're the other team and you're smart, like, oh, he played 2. Let me lay down my 3 clubs.
You lay down the lowest thing you got because they're trying to catch you.
Right? And so I hate it. Nothing makes me angrier than that right there.
That's it.
That's it. Don't be like, if you don't know how to play the game of spades properly, get out of there.
See, my mom's side of the family plays a dominoes version of spades, basically called 42, and it's basically spades but with dominoes, and it's quite a learning curve. And I don't know anyone else in the world that plays this game. It's only my mom's side of the family, and again, it's called 42. And it's like that. You can go nil, and you're just trying not to catch anything. And it's super risky, but like I do it a lot because it's fun. Like, it's really fun to try to like throw stuff off. Anyway, for me, I can't even remember what I was gonna put down as my.
You didn't write it down?
I didn't, because I forgot what I was gonna do. So anyway, I'll just do this. I've been playing back through all the Uncharted games.
Okay.
Uncharted 4 is. I'll put Uncharted 4 because it is the best one to me. I played through Uncharted 2 again. I beat it. I've only played through them all once before, and then it was like 4 years ago. I played through Uncharted 3 again. I beat it, and now I started today The Lost Legacy, which is like the spin-off from 4. It's not as good, but Uncharted 4 is top 3 games all time for me. And you know what? I let one of our friends borrow it, and he had never played anything before, and he was real hesitant about it, and he's like, that's one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
I hope they make more, because it doesn't seem like they were going to after 4. So that's mine. You want to hang out later?
Yeah.
We gotta get into the fantasy, and then we got another podcast to record.
Yeah,
so
man, you got a long night ahead, bub.
we do.
All right. Are you ready? Do you want to just get right into this thing?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna start off with Priscilla here. She wants to.
You didn't announce who sponsors anything.
Oh God. This segment is brought to you by none other than Skechers.
Mm-hmm.
Go running.
Let's start with Priscilla though.
Priscilla gets 5 points because she wants to see the
All right.
bets crumble. You know what? Throw another 5 on her because we kind of see that happen. So she prophesied at the beginning.
Okay.
We get in the Manuel and Hughie dance off.
Oh, I forgot about that.
10 points to each of them.
I gotta find Hughie. There we go.
Corey 12 is tired of being voted in. -5.
It's gonna be a bad night for him.
Fessy and Amy fall into the pool together. Emmy.
I was like, who's Amy?
Yeah, auto-corrected. 5 points. That was cute. That may be the only positive Fessy gets here.
Yeah.
I can't remember. You know what? Give 5 points to Logan and Big T for secret convos. And a love connection too. 10 points each.
Was there a love connection? I mean,
Well, they talked about it. They
talked about coming back there at some point.
Yeah, I'll give it to them.
Okay.
Well, we like potential love connections, even
Sure.
if they don't manifest. So, let's see. Josh talking about keeping the peace. 10 points. That's a big thing for him. Fessy's still hurt over Amber. -5 to Fessy.
I'm not gonna get into all that. Yeah.
Josh wants to be the glue. 5 points. We get a CT and Hughie workout session. 10 points. Hughie is a big dog. 5 points.
I did forget about that quote until I read it back on hers.
CT also thinks that Hughie is spicy. Another 5 points to CT. I'm sorry, Hughie. No 5 points to CT, 5 points to
I was gonna say it doesn't
Hughie.
matter, but it does now that people are using our scoring system.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're both on your team. That's why I'm saying it doesn't matter.
CT also thinks that he's underrated. 5 points to Hughie.
Proven right.
We just get Devin in a Speedo. 5 points. Devin makes fun of Corey's doing it for the family routine. 15 points to Devin. -5 to Corey.
Okay. Well, who even had? Oh, there he is.
You know what? 20 points for Dial. 20 points to Kevin.
Kevin McAllister.
20 points to Kyle.
Oh, 20 apiece?
20 apiece.
Man, that's all Hannah's team. That's a big score right there just for a name.
Amber B has a diamond on her tooth. 10 points. That's a way to spend your million right there.
I wonder if it was there beforehand. We just never saw it.
I don't know.
I don't either.
She's also at the bottom of the Big Brother Alliance. -5. Casey thinks that Fessy has been working on his communication. I just gave her -5 there because I
Okay.
Josh gets excited over sabotage. 5 points. We got more plans against Corey and Michelle. -10 to those guys.
Corey
12.
Yeah.
We get Hughie freaking out over Heights again. -10.
By the way, we didn't really talk about it. Big Brother, Michaela, Michelle, and Tommy.
Survivor.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Survivor.
Yeah.
All just nothing.
Nothing.
Like they might as well not even shown up. So, who was the next one after the -10 for Michelle and Corey 12?
Hughie. Hughie's freaking out over Heights again. -10. But he gets a sympathy chant. 5 points. Now he's just screaming. -5. Let's see. But he follows through. Give him 5 points. I'm not sure the reference here, but dashes and dots hurt Berna. -5.
She
Oh, that's right, because she lines in something.
Yeah,
dots.
like,
or lines in periods or
and
something.
I was like, then just say it that way. He'll get it.
Yeah. Hughie hasn't moved. -5.
Hold on. I got to give her negative. Yeah. All right.
Negative 10 to Jeremiah and Big T. They were the first dropped. Let's see. Emmanuel is coming for CT now. Negative 5 to CT.
It was a joke, though.
Yeah, 5 to Emmanuel. Good joke. Did Ashley just guess her combination right? We're gonna give her 10 points because it seems she guessed a portion.
All three of us came to that conclusion.
We're gonna give 15 to Josh and Amber for being the Heat 1 winners.
All right.
According to Gabbo, Nani's good at explaining stuff to him. 5 points to Nani.
I got both of them.
We get a head pat from Gabbo for Nani. 5 points to Nani.
Oh, okay.
Esther studied law. That's 5 points.
Oh, you're gonna get where's she at?
I got her. Last pick.
That's crazy.
She studied law. 5 points. She was valedictorian. 5 points. And top 3% of some 6,000 people. That's 15. Supposedly Kyle doesn't listen to agreements. Negative 5. Gabbo feels like a cat. 5 points.
When did he say that?
During the daily.
Oh, just like climbing around up there?
Yeah. Tori and Ed, the first one dropped in their heat. Negative 10 to each of them.
Oh, yeah. I was like, that's right. I just want to make sure that was the same scoring as what the last one was.
Yeah. Kyle screwed up. Negative 5.
Yeah.
Nelson's got weird confessionals.
His energy's strange.
It's weird. He
season.
started doing snake cans.
Yeah.
I'll give him 10 points for that.
Like, Nelson's always kind of been a wild card in confessionals, but this season it's just like, it's almost like he's like playing it up more or something, and it doesn't come across as like the last few seasons. It's always been like he gives great confessionals, but like they're from the heart, and this one it's like he's trying to like script something.
Yeah. Well, Emmy is mad at the whole Kyle screw up. Negative 5. Fessy and Esther win their heat, 15 points each. Yeah, man, what a great last pick, huh?
Yeah.
Esther?
And I had Fessy as my first one.
Yeah.
That's going to suck.
Let's see. We get a Devin and Kyle fight. You would think negative 10, but we award fights here. 10 points each. But we'll give an additional negative 5 to each of them for, that hurts the friendship. Hurts Dial.
They're fine.
Let's see. 25 to Fessy and Esther for winning. An additional 15 each because they're the agency. And another additional 15 because they are safe. Also, at some point, you may note this, so I went in and adjusted my fantasy points. Negative 10 to Corey 12 because he explained the daily.
Oh, it's Hannah's notes.
So thank you, Hannah.
Yeah.
That is a negative anytime that happens, no matter who does it.
It's always immediately after commercial break. By the way, it almost was like Anissa wasn't even in this episode.
Anissa, Tori, and Ed.
Yeah.
Just thinking off the top, like I don't know that we heard anything out of any of
Tina,
them.
but I mean that's kind of par for the course with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the two people that have a podcast about the show were not talking at all.
Yeah. Let's see. We also get Corey snake hands. I gave Nelson 10, right? Give Corey 10. Corey, not Corey 12.
Corey 10.
Corey 10, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call him Corey 10.
No, I don't want to do that. It's going to get confusing.
Devin can't believe what happened in the daily. Negative 10. He is extremely hurt over this. We get Nelson with more hand motions. He's rubbing them together. That's 2 5-pointers. So 5 and 5.
Oh, it's the same difference.
We get Emmanuel and Michelle love action at the club.
Yep.
10 points each. Let's see. Corey 12 wants Bettina and Hughie. Negative 5 to Bettina and Hughie because their names are being thrown out. Let's see. You know what? Give Josh and Devin 5 points each because they think their best chance in the final is against one another.
It's smart.
Also 5 points to Josh because I think he's wearing a Kangol hat.
Was he?
It was designed that way.
Oh,
I don't know
I
if
don't
it's.
remember that.
I think maybe not. It was maybe a bucket hat or something.
That sounds more likely.
I give 10 points to Josh because Devin, and I quote said, "My God, Josh." No one has talked to Kyle at the club. Negative 10.
Whoa.
Oh, you good?
Yeah.
The screen just got big on you.
Well, so like these magic mouse from Apple, if you can like double click on it, it zooms in.
We got a Jeremiah and Amber love connection. 10 points. I am going to give 15 to Jeremiah for the "I fool with her" quote.
Okay,
because that is good.
You know she's got a boyfriend now.
She
it's
does
not
now.
him.
Yeah. Well done. The hatchet's buried for Dial. 10 points each. I'm going to give Hughie 10 points for wondering why Corey 12's swearing at him. But negative 15 for choosing him and Ashley last time. So negative 25 to Corey 12 and Michelle for getting compromised. Well, Corey 12 is really doing a number here for Han.
Michelle's going to sink me. And Fessy. I have Michelle and Fessy.
I'm going to give 15 points to Emmanuel for the smooth. Who's that beautiful girl up there?
How many?
15. 10 points to Michelle because she is that beautiful girl. Let's see. Hughie's crying again. Negative 10. And Fessy is still hurt over Amber B. Negative 10. Yeah. There were two different conversations had at two different points in the episode where he's just talking about not trusting her, throwing her in.
He's a baby, man.
Okay, so negative 25 to Hughie and Amber for getting voted in. Josh thinks Fessy is an idiot. 15 to Josh for his logic, and negative 15 to Fessy because he is, in fact, an idiot.
Yeah. I forgot Fessy was on my team, honestly.
10 points to Amber because she said, I need a dictionary, because I don't remember if she was referencing an alliance or a friendship, because she was like, I had an understanding that this meant one thing.
I don't remember that. Yeah. I remember she did the Fessy is still messy, y'all.
Yeah, I don't care for that. But anyway, 10 points to Fessy and Josh for the fight.
You reward it.
Yes, you do. We award fights. But TJ wants them to shut up. Negative 10 to each of them. Fessy's the biggest snake in the house. I can't remember who said that, but negative 10 to Fessy.
Probably Kyle.
Let's see. Negative 10 to Amber because she is the first vet voted into elimination. At one point, Hughie said an animal is coming out of his head. 10 points to Hughie.
I didn't remember that, but that's another animal reference.
But he didn't say which. He just said, I have an animal coming out of my head.
Just whatever one he needs to conjure at the time.
Negative 5 to Emmanuel. He's stressed. You know what? We didn't realize this. I guess Hughie wants to adopt.
Oh, yeah, he did talk about
15 points.
That's why I said he wants the money.
Yeah. We get a shut-up shouting match between Corey and Hughie. They each were just screaming at each other to shut up. 10 points each.
Hughie is so fun to watch.
Hughie at one point said that Corey's jealous of him having friends. So negative 10 to Corey 12. Because if that's the case...
That's such a funny thing to say in the middle of an elimination.
He's jealous that I have friends.
Like, nobody else would ever go there.
You're jealous that I have friends.
Yeah. That's so funny.
And I don't even know where that context came from.
I mean, he probably... I don't know.
I mean, Corey has friends. Like, it's... I don't know. Anyway.
That's so funny. That might be the best quote of the whole season.
Negative 10 to Hughie because he dropped the key. But 5 because good recovery. He got it back. Let's see. Amber and Hughie win 75 points each. Hey, that helps you out. There you go.
Oh, yeah, because man, my team's not doing anything this week.
Negative 50 to Corey and Michelle. They lose.
Yep.
But we do get another Hughie and Corey scrap 10 points.
Yeah.
Corey shook his hips at him.
He did. Yeah,
that's 10 points. That's a good little move. TJ is extremely disappointed in both of them, though. That's negative 15 each.
Yeah.
Everyone's so sad right now. We're gonna give negative 10 to Hughie, Corey, Michelle, and Emmanuel.
Hold on, you're going to have to give me a second. Hughie has so much scoring this
Yeah,
episode.
he does.
He's on a second line.
What a pick. We didn't know if he was going to be picked, and out of just spite, I picked him. and it has paid off.
No, I think he would have got picked. I mean, you took him with like your 7th or 8th pick overall. Your 8th pick overall.
So did we give -10 to? It's Corey.
I haven't done Michelle yet.
Michelle, Emmanuel, and
me.
Hughie.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what? 10 points to Hughie and Corey because they both made up. They were sorry.
10. Hughie may not have the most points for a single person,
but he may have the most times.
He has the most individual scoring so far by far.
Well, he's. I don't think he may be done. No, he's not done yet. 10 points to Emmanuel and Michelle for Goodbye Lovin'. And let's see. -5 to Hughie and Amber because they do not want each other.
It was amicable.
Sure, but that's just... Imagine if me and you looked at each other and was like, we don't want each other. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a reminder to get body wash.
All right, yeah. At 11:39
Well, I thought we'd be done by now, but we ain't even done with pod 1, so... let's see here. Where was I at? Ashley doesn't want Hughie either. -5 to Hughie. 5 points to Nani and Devin. They got infiltrated. 10 points to Devin because he's the number 1 pick again.
Yep.
Amy's crying now. -10. -5 to her and Gabbo because they're screwed.
Yeah.
Also, Fessy really did create a mess here. -10. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are your fantasy points for the week. So we will now be taking a break so that Zach can do some math. And we are back. Again, that segment is brought to you by Skechers. Go running.
All right, so I'm going to run through who scored what individually for anyone who's playing along at home. CT got 5. Amanda got 0. Ed got -10. Berner got -5. Jeremiah ended up with 15, strictly because he said, I fool with her. Josh ended up with 70.
Hey.
Emmanuel ended up with 35. Amy ended up with -15. Hughie had the most scored by far. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7. He had 27 individual scores. But he only ended up with 70 total, even though he got 75 for winning.
Positive outweighs the negative, you guys.
So he got 70 points. Big T ended up with 5. And then Esther was the high scorer of the night.
Oh, okay.
95 points for Esther.
Okay.
So going on to my team, Fessy ended up with 25. Nelson got 20. Ashley got 10. Kels was eliminated. Tommy medically gone. Nani got 15. Gabbo is net 0, so he's just nothing. Michaela's gone.
Word. I meant to turn that off last. That's my mistake, you guys. It won't happen again.
Michelle ended up with -65. And then Casey got...
Not the biggest net negative, though.
No. Not even the biggest net negative of the episode.
Yeah.
Michelle is, again, -65. Casey, -5. Bettina, -5. Amber B, +75. So everything, equaled 0 except her win, basically. So Kyle, 15 points. Devin got 65. Corey was 5. Anissa 0. Logan 15. Tori -10. Renan is eliminated. Tatcha is eliminated. Tracy is eliminated. Priscilla with 10, and then Corey 12 with -95.
That's what did we say during that break? I looked at you, I was like, you wouldn't have expected that low of a score from Corey 12.
Based on what we've seen in the first 3 or 4 episodes, but I said going into the season I fully expected it just because a guy from 12 Dates of Christmas.
Right. Right. So Han now has.
So here's the scores for the week.
Yeah.
Han has been. She started the season. After week 1, she was at 260.
Did she go down again?
Then after week 2, she went to 250, and then after week 3, she went down to 220. Now, for the week, Hannah was a +5.
That's wild.
And
that's crazy.
It's she had negative 95 from Corey 12, but Devin got her 65 points. She's had 3 people eliminated so far. Now she has 4. I have now 3 people eliminated, 1 medical DQ. So Amber B jumped in Tommy's place. So for the week, I only ended up with plus 70. Even with Amber B winning, Fessy winning the daily because Fessy screwed everything else up, and then Michelle got a negative 65. So I'm only at 70 for the week, and then you are at 265 for the week. You outscored Hannah's team for 4 straight weeks with just this 1 week. Esther with 95 points.
And Josh was 70.
Yeah.
I think Hughie had what?
Hughie had 70.
Yeah. So, and before you guys want to sit back and say, well, you're the one doing the scoring, you're rigging this for yourself. Let me remind you, last season, my team sucked.
Yeah, it was real bad.
I was in last every single week.
Yeah, and Hannah had the run where no one on her team was getting eliminated.
Yeah.
So, the standings after week 4, Hannah in third at 225 points. I'm in second at 525. And then Jake is very much in the lead at 865. Although, if one of us has another 265-point week, and you had flip. 2 people go home, like that's a big switch. So it's not out of reach yet. It's
plenty of time.
It's not looking good for Hannah.
It's not.
I mean, she after week 1 she was at 260, and then 3 weeks later she's at 225.
That's bad.
Yeah. And so
and we pointed this out last week. I think she is least likely to have a winner on her team.
It seems probably that way.
And at this point, she's going to need a winner.
Yeah, because I mean that's going to be where the heavy lifting is going to have to that's what I'm banking on with like Fessy or people like that, is that they've got a chance to win.
Yeah.
So they're eliminated, and then now Michelle is eliminated.
So I still have all my players.
You do.
But Emmy could be in trouble next week.
And Gabo is on my team, so that's not good for him because they're going to be a pair.
Yeah.
But
you also have Fessy.
I was about to say, I also have Fessy. And no one's going to go after Esther, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be an interesting ride going forward. But like I said at the top of the show, we got to get into recording a Patreon podcast, patreon.com/SmashingHeads podcast. And again, just follow us everywhere, rate us and review us on iTunes, that type of thing. And we will be back with you guys, hopefully all 3 of us, next week. So
have a good night, everyone.